Morning, everyone. Afternoon, everyone. Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic, working on the Naughty Bus today. Guess what? We have ceiling planks on order. I am waiting for a phone call to go pick up identical ceiling planks. It took some work, but we're doing it the right way. So as soon as we go pick those up, I'll stain them. We'll finish the ceiling on the Naughty Bus. In the meantime, holy cow, is it warming up in southern Mississippi here near the Gulf. I am blessed to have my friend Billy helping me out. In the meantime, we are working on plumbing today. That's very exciting. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let me show you what's going on today. Again, thanks for joining me on this bus build journey, guys. One day this summer, it's not going to be all about building. We are going to go take the bus out and try to enjoy it in whatever conversion state it's in. It doesn't drive me crazy that the ceiling's not done because these are going to match perfectly instead of the way it was going to work. But in the meantime, and I will be uploading this video with some connected internet. Check out the video description below for unlimited high-speed internet. Oh, I love my air conditioning here in the bus. So today, Billy and I are working on plumbing, and we've already gotten pretty far. Let me show you what's going on the other side of the bed, and then we're going to be hopefully drilling a big old hole in the floor from my toilet, from my throne. Yeah. So, when we left quartzsite, this was a work in progress. This tank. The tank was installed. Wayne helped me install this and get the plumbing started, but Billy and I have worked to finish it today. So, it's just like an RV now. We've got our water input here on the top. I got this in quartzsite at RV Lifestyles. It goes out to the fill tank. We also have a vent here, just like a normal RV, that goes down, and the vent goes in right there. We also drilled a hole in the bottom. You probably can't see it, but that goes outside to empty the tank in case we need to winterize the RV or flush the tank. And then on the bottom, we have the connection that goes to the brand new water pump that is installed, wired up. It's got the PEX going in. It's got the PEX line going out to our first tee. This goes to the toilet, which we're working on today. This goes to feed the water heater and the front kitchen sinks. So underneath the bed, we're getting closer to kind of fixing this up and actually bringing the bed back in permanently here. We are just going to be putting the DC batteries probably in this space over here later. But for today, dum 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 dum! I am so excited, guys. This is the fanciest RV toilet that you can get. This is basically exactly what you would have in your home. A porcelain toilet with a wood seat, wood lid. Still an RV toilet, so it's going to have the gasket and the seal down there. That is your P-trap, essentially. There's no built-in P-trap. It's going to be that rubber valve right there, and we are going to drop this directly down into our black tank. And in order to do that, Billy and I had to do a bunch of figuring things out. So we opened this window, and we were down underneath figuring out where we could physically drill the hole because we still have some beams that run along the frame of the bus and we don't want to hit a beam. So Billy stood out here and we kind of taped it up to figure out where our center point was, where we were going to be able to be in between those beams. And now we're going to drill or cut a hole here for the toilet flange. And we're going to go with a regular style RV toilet flange because that's what we're working with here. Actually, Billy has just pointed out that this is possibly very, very similar to a household toilet flange, except that we're not going to have a wax ring up here for the toilet. Instead, the toilet on the bottom, I'll show you, it comes with a gasket. We've got one right here. So this is what you put on the Dometic toilet, and then this will seat up here like this, and then as we screw the toilet down, this will get scrunched down to more than half. And that's the vapor barrier. So instead of a wax ring, we have a rubber ring. And we're using a new rubber ring on that, but we'll get this installed and drilled out first. Let me also point out that the black tanks, okay, these tanks, these are actual RV tanks that I got from RecPro, delivered by Amazon. They cannot be installed flat on here. So as a matter of fact, you can see I've got this one kind of propped up right here. This is the lowest part. And as a matter of fact, these sides right here are meant to be held up by steel or wood or something in order to make them drain at the lowest point. So having them flat like this doesn't work. They will be raised up like this. Now, what I was mentioning is that inside here, we had to find out, we had to go between these See that? That's a steel I-beam. We need to come through here and not hit one of these steel beams for our pipe to come down. So it's got to be like coming down here instead. So that's what we were measuring kind of carefully to find that spot right there where it meets up. And it was kind of a two-person job to figure that out. Although I probably could have measured from the window, but guys, I really appreciate Billy's help. He has been a godsend on this project, and he's a go-getter, so it's been fun. Now, after that's installed, we can worry about the tank, because these tanks still need the 3-inch pipes coming into them. They need vents as well, just like an RV, otherwise it's going to stink like crap. But I bought a kit, and this is exactly what they use at the warehouse. This little rubber grommet, after you drill the hole in there, which will be a future video, by the way, but this goes down into that, and then this is the coupler you use that you put a 3-inch here. So this goes into the rubber, and then as it gets pounded down, it's actually, let me show you, it actually gets smaller inside. You see that? So once this is sitting in the tank and this goes down and you put some Dawn soap on it and beat it down, it compresses it and it makes it so that it's pressure tight inside the tank. That's how that works. But again, we won't be able to know where we're going to cut any of these holes for the gray water in the sinks and the shower and the black. We won't know where those are going to be until I've built a frame that pops this up to where I want these two to be to drain. And then essentially, hopefully, I'm going to have a pull valve on each one right here. So you hook your sewer line here at the dump station, you pull this up, then you move this hose, put it over here, pull that up. It'll be a little different than an RV, but I will be able to close this, and you won't even see my valves at all in the rig. You'll have to open this up to dump the tanks, but they'll kind of be hidden under there, and also able to be completely climate controlled if need be, if I happen to go somewhere that's cold if I have to, you know. So that was the tricky part, is the toilet can only go where it'll physically go right there. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room. You need my help in there? Oh, you're gonna drill?
I'm gonna drill a hole.
Okay.
Just with the bit.
Okay.
Just to make sure we're where we need to be.
Sounds good. Drill away. All right. My hope is that he's gonna drop down. Oh, look where my finger just was. A little more. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I was literally pointing to the same exact spot where I thought he was gonna drop down. Awesome. Well, the jigsaw did the trick here, except for that one little piece of steel metal right there. But it got all the wood, all the insulation, and that's actually kind of reassuring that we insulated it so well. So this will just go just like that. But now we're going to have to get that last piece of steel out, probably from the bottom between the two I-beams is the only way we're going to be able to get at that. All right, the toilet is officially going in. Got it on there, got my nut on there. I'm going to tighten those down, put these caps on. Billy's over there tightening that side. Then we'll get the other side, and that'll clamp it down to that gasket down there and make it seal and make it look good. We have a royal throne in the bus. This is like one of those, I don't know, like pivotal turning points in every person's bus build, I would assume. It's not yet a functional toilet, but it is completely hooked up. It's just not hooked up to the septic tank underneath, the holding tank, but has a good feeling. It looks really good right there. This is the Dometic 320 series. Porcelain. The best toilet money can buy. Elongated version here. Got the water hookup. We also installed an inline valve right there. So we can just reach down, turn the water back on. But this way we can actually possibly test the water tank and the water lines before the toilet is fully functional underneath. And just turn it off right there. But yeah, I even cleaned off all the quartzite dirt and dust. So it's back to looking brand new. Oh yeah. Gosh. It's so much fun working with Billy because he just knows how to get stuff done. I didn't think we were going to get this far today. And it's only noon. I'm trying to think of the right order to do everything. So if we want to start tapping into the tanks underneath, I'm going to have to go get the 2x6 or 2x8 treated wood to be able to build that frame. Otherwise, what else could we start today? Well, like I said, I'd like to like to get the bed area done so that we can actually put a bed, and that would mean the batteries need to move from this point where all the DC wires are at to their new home, and then we can tap all these existing wires into our fuse box here and then run one more wire underneath. Or this section that's not hooked up to the water heater yet and the rest of our other lines, I could add a valve right there, which we're probably going to need anyway. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to add a valve right there. That way I can turn it off there, and then we'll turn off the other side where the toilet's at, and then should be able to fill this up with some water today and test it. Well, test it to a certain extent. I mean, yeah. I'm going to add my valve, and then we're going to put water in this frickin' tank and see if it holds water. Okay. All right, valve off. Which means, yeah, because that goes that way, that's off, that's off. I think we're ready to test, see if our fill works on the outside, which means I need to go find the key for that compartment, and then I can bring the hose in. We could put some water in this. So, stay close in case you have to yell at me. Say, turn it off, turn it off. It's a brand new tank. There shouldn't be a problem with it, but we'll see. See. I believe it'd be this older key. It's the one I got at that salvage place in Washington State. Hey! It actually still works. I didn't lose the key. All right. Here we go. Go get the hose. Almost forgot one valve. We got it now. The drain. The drain vinyl hose now has a valve. And it's closed. So, that means we're ready for some water. Ready, Billy?
No.
Put it in there, he says. Here we go. Oh, jeez. Make sure it's going down right. So far, so good.
Going in the tank.
It's going in the tank. Imagine that. Diana, I think it's working.
Really?
I think so.
Do you want me to hold and you can
Yeah,
look
I'd love to go peek. Because I mean, it still goes downhill quite a bit. It's not like my other Tioga, Frida the Tioga. It actually had a little P-trap in it, and it was difficult behind the sofa to get that tank to fill up. I hear water. All right, Diana's holding it there, filling it up. Into this thing. It looks like it's working. And we'll get enough water in there to go past at least the bottom valves on there so we can test the water pump here in a minute. Billy never yelled at me to shut it down to check. Walk slowly by the AC here so I can get some of that. Well, oh, you gonna, did you already do it?
Yeah, it was in the room with a second. Crammed up.
Billy says the water pump turned on and instantly pressurized or stopped or something.
Yeah, it didn't run but a second.
I mean, we're not feeding it very far, just 12 inches there and a couple feet over to the toilet valve.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I could put a bucket underneath this.
That's just fresh water, flush it.
Yeah, I guess I could, huh? It's just gonna go right on top of the tank, right?
Yeah, it's gonna dry.
All right. Go ahead and let me see what's down there.
The valve ain't on.
Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Flushing. Look at all that dirt. There's still dirt in the line.
Yeah.
I know. Works. The pump's actually really quiet. No more leaking. That's kind of picky and finicky down there, but it is no longer leaking at least. That has got to be one of the quietest water pumps in an RV I've ever heard. I like that.
Yeah, it's got rubber grommets on it.
Okay.
I was wondering about that. It's clean now.
It is clean.
No more poop
It's
in
clean now. That was dirt, not poop.
There's no more poop in there, Rick. Stop using the toilet.
Can't keep up with Billy. We got no lights on in here. Got everything disconnected, and Billy's installing my DC fuse box panel here. And that's going to clean up all of this crummy wiring I have. And we found a new home for Diana's 12 volt lithium batteries down here under the bed. To offset some of the weight, we're putting it over on the other side because we've got this monster 48 volt battery right here on top of the wheel well over here and a few other things. So we'll have to run wire there, and then it'll come up to our fuse box here for all of our DC distribution for everything. The one thing we haven't decided yet is how we're going to keep those 12 volt batteries charged. I know there are step downs where you can grab 48 volt and turn it into 12 volt, but that won't charge our 300 amp hours of lithium over there. So we're still trying to come up with an idea for how to keep those topped off floating by this system. Doing some research, and maybe a Victron component later in our future. We'll have to wait and see. But you know what I don't have, because I was not preparing to do the DC today, is fuses. Don't have any fuses to put in here. Maybe I can borrow some of Billy's and get him back though.
Oh,
but
God.
That's where it's gonna go. Positive and negative. Also, we haven't put these two batteries together in parallel yet. We need to find some cable to put them together. So we're just gonna use one battery for this demonstration, and we've ran the cord so that we know it's gonna go. Later on, the positive will be at one, the negative will be the other one, and we'll have piggyback wires to connect them together so that we have the total of 280 amp hours and 280 amp hours combined, which my math sucks, so about 700 or so. Yeah. And good morning. Last night I was in the Bigfoot watching TV. What is it about orange cats? I mean, people have been telling me for years that orange cats are just very, very special. I really lucked out with Opie, but now having Chunks, they are both just glued to my side no matter what. They're the complete opposite of Tara, Yang, and what's the other cat's name? Gizmo. It's got too many to keep track of. But last night they were both jockeying for side position on my lap while you watch TV. Adorable. Just could not leave my side. And if I get up and go to the bathroom and come back, they'll rearrange and switch, and they are glued to me, guys. Those cats, those orange boys. Something special about them orange boy cats. Today Billy and I are wrapping things up. Just waiting for that call on picking up my planks. When that happens, I'll take my truck over to Louisiana, drop the tailgate, load those in, come back and stain them. But in the meantime, we're going to end up using all the other leftover pieces of this vinyl waterproof planking. We're going to do it right inside the door here to make it look good. Make it look good, but also make it waterproof and functional. So we've scuffed up all of the sides here that were black, and this is what it's going to look like. This piece has not been glued into yet, but we're going to make all these cuts and then glue it and then silicone up around all the edges here. And then I'm going to get some T-molding right here for right there. We're also going to need it right there to protect the side right there. I had also thought about using like some leftover wood planks, but I really feel like the gray is just going to tie into the rest of the floor, as well as if you look over here, we've got gray and black accents. And that's literally what this vinyl flooring is. It's gray with black accents. So I think that's going to look really good. And then here in the back, Billy's made everything look really pretty over here. Got the cover put on, got our fuses. I need to run 2 more lines. We're going to have a water pump line, and we're also going to have a diesel heater line that still need to be connected in here later. But everything is zip tied, looking nice. Going up to the ceiling. We've got the 12 volt going down to the batteries across here. So essentially, until we tie in these 2 batteries, I'm gonna keep this open until we finish those batteries and figure out how we're gonna charge them. This is the difficulty in trying to do anything here in Mississippi lately. Just so over it. Good little wash on the rig, but just had to quickly put everything back away. All the tools, all the supplies. Guys, you wouldn't believe me if I told you that there is 0% chance of rain right now while it is pouring. It's like being back in Arizona. I don't know why they can't predict the weather and give me a frickin' heads up. This is really slowing down my progress here in Mississippi. And I still have tools out. It's like, why 0% chance of rain? Why couldn't it be 1% chance of rain? You know, like, I don't know. It's, remember I said in a previous video, I said if there's one thing that I would change, if I could change it, it would be to have an indoor shop. But finding a shop that's 40 feet for the bus, this is the wrong season everywhere in this country to build a bus right now. Bear with me, guys. It is slow going all of a sudden, and I'm over this freaking rain and thunder every day. It's hot rain. Oh, okay, I'll play some video games. Sorry, you guys are still fogged up like crazy. Yeah, just play some more damn video games and not get anything done. I don't know about Mississippi, guys. I don't know about Mississippi. Gosh. We'll finish the steps another day or tonight. I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. Bye, guys.